you wanna be.
Bullshit.
Where you wanna be.
Bullshit.
What do you mean
My, my,
bullshit?
my. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning,
First,
handsome.
um, I know my primary. My primary doctor's name Dr. Cohen. I done
Oh,
had him for the last 4.5 years, and before that, I had Dr. Barbara Jones.
oh my
Like
God.
I
Why is
know
that
my
so
primary.
offended?
I go because I don't think all men like that. I think there's a select few of dudes that don't like going to the doctor for whatever reason. Some maybe because they don't have insurance, and
That's
some
bullshit.
maybe
Why?
because
How
they
you not have
scared.
insurance? All these men talk about they work so damn hard. So if you work hard, obviously,
Yeah, but
hopefully, you fucking have insurance.
yeah, not. But it depends on what type of work you do. Like so I own a business, so I have to pay for my insurance. My guys have to pay for their own insurance. Whether they do or they don't, that's different. I don't pay for. I don't have company insurance because I'm a small business. I don't have a small business
Because you don't pay
for
attention to
14
me,
years.
Burns. No, okay. So let me wait. Hold on a second, because I do remember you having a conversation with me earlier, right? And you was because we had, and now I know. Well, fuck, you talk about it before, so I'm gonna talk about it now. We were talking about this whole problem with good morning, never fine, good morning, gorgeous. We were talking about that issue with damn, fuck it, forget it. But you trying to tell me, because remember you had told me that you were sick and you didn't know that you were sick. Not this time, the last
So
time. Good morning, Harmony, love.
I found out I had a rare autoimmune disease.
Right. So how did you find out all of a sudden that you had a rare order? Were you, because if you go into the doctors regularly,
Cause I, but it's not something. It took a lot of tests to figure out that they had to do a biopsy on my nerves and
okay, I get it.
cut
But
my nerves out. That
right.
like that's not something that your regular primary do. I had to go through all kinds of doctors. I went to every specialty doctor.
All
Nobody
right.
could
So
figure out what it
you
was.
went to the doctors all your life, every single year.
No, not every year. Some years I didn't have insurance. Like some of the years I opened business, I didn't have
I
insurance.
know.
You
I
know what
can
I'm
believe.
saying?
Okay, you got it. I don't know.
No, I'm just answering the question. Like you asked a question. I'm just answering.
No,
I'm
actually,
being
I
truthful
didn't
about
ask
it.
a question. I was making a statement and said that
Okay,
men
well you
don't like
made the
going
state.
to
Well,
the
no, I'm
doctors,
saying you
and
just
then
asked
you were
me a
like,
question just
"I
now.
go to the doctors."
No, but I'm saying you just asked me a question right now. I ain't saying earlier. I was responding to earlier, but you know what I'm saying? That was a response to your statement. Yes.
Right.
I'm saying
Okay.
right now.
I get it.
But
I
I
get.
don't know why dudes don't go to the doctor. Maybe I don't know. You know,
I know, but
they
actually, but what I was saying is that women usually are the ones that make the men's doctor's appointments, who make sure that a man goes to the doctor. Good morning, Crystal. Go to the doctors every year and do their follow ups and stuff like that. Usually, men who don't go to the doctors because they don't have a woman telling them to go to the doctors. That's what I was. That's what my conversation was about.
well, it might be because were they going to the doctors growing up and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
I
was you
mean, they
going to
should
the
if their
dentist and
mama,
to the
if they had a
doctor?
mama.
Yeah, but was they though? I
Well,
know
okay,
what they
so
should have been doing.
right. So like for my with my ex husband, correct? Because that's how we was and even got in this conversation. My ex husband, we got married when he was 32 years old, well, and he went and he got a job, right? So he was working, and he went to you know because you're in Georgia. The what's that carpet company? Uh,
Was Stanley?
Not Stanley. It's up in North Georgia. Shore company, right? So he went to go get
Yeah.
a job, and they had to give him a physical. And so when they gave him a physical, they realized that his blood pressure was like 280 or something. And shit was so fucking high that he ended up having. They even took him to the emergency room. And mind you, he was on a job interview. So he never went like as an adult. He went when he was a kid, but as an adult, he never went to. So he's been walking around with high blood pressure all his fucking for the majority of his adulthood because he was 32 years old and he never knew he had high blood pressure. So of course they pumped him up with all types of medication, and that's the reason why his penis didn't work. So that's the reason why. So I was that's how I got into this whole conversation about going to the doctors.
You
Yeah, the job
now
interview.
I was cool with you telling me about the job interview, but then you went to the dangling don't work no
It's
more. I
always
don't
about
know.
the ding-a-ling, baby. It's always about the ding-a-ling. It's
But
always
now
about the
look,
ding-a-ling.
look. I
I
mean,
know.
look, man. I always went to the doctor, and I never had high blood pressure until 2019. I don't know where it came from. It was like 140 over 89, something like that. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
had always been like 118, 115, 120 over 70, 70 something.
Well, I mean,
And
but the
it
thing
just, it
is,
just,
in our community, right? I mean, that's a thing, right? About high blood pressure. And I think that's the reason why a lot of men who are between 45 and 55 years old, they have high blood pressure. And that's the reason why I was talking about their penis is not working. You do got to watch what you eat. And I think that once you get old, I think that's something that you can, I don't think that could turn around either, right? Have you turned around your blood pressure? Have you been able to maintain it?
oh yeah, my blood pressure. Other than when I was just at the hospital for emergency surgery, it stayed under 120
It's like,
for the
no, is
top
that with
number. It's for
medication?
the. I take it periodically. I don't take it every day.
Well, that's not good.
I I mean, I just don't take it every day. I mean, the fire department across the street, and they'll let me come over there, and I get to check like 2 times a week.
So what? So you only take the blood pressure medicine when your blood pressure is high?
No, I just take it like maybe like twice a week, maybe like twice a week.
That's
I
not
just don't
good.
take it that. I mean, I don't take it that. I mean, I don't eat a bunch of fried foods. I don't eat bad. I eat more vegetables and fruit than anything. The way we cook around the house, after my daughter got diagnosed, and even before then, we just don't eat bad.
I mean, that has to do with it. That definitely, it has to do with your food. It has to do with exercise too, I guess. I don't know. I don't have high blood pressure. Actually, my blood pressure is always low. Every time I go to the doctors, they be saying, I mean, they're like, oh, they do it like 3 or 4 times, and I gotta keep on telling them, it's nothing wrong with the machine. My blood pressure is too low. That's just me. But I think with men, it always goes high.
Yeah, yeah, that vinegar too. I don't like when you first try to start drinking vinegar. That shit doesn't work. That shit doesn't go down. Um, I ain't play sports no more. But I go to the gym about 3 times, 3 to 4 times a week, and give me about an hour of cardio in, and I lift some little weight, some little free weights at the house. I don't play sports no more.
Well, me, you should. I mean, how do you ever go play ball though? Like at the park?
Nah, nah, because me and my partner don't play ball. I might go play tennis every now and again if a
I
group
love
of
that you
folks going
play
to play
tennis.
tennis.
That's so cute.
Uh,
It's so cute
I
that you play
mean,
tennis.
folks be trying to get me to play pickleball, but I don't really want to be out there with the pickleball community. It ain't fun. Maybe when I get 60 or
Isn't
something.
it a community?
Hell yeah, it is. Hell yeah,
Apple
yeah.
cider vinegar does work. It does work. Apple cider vinegar to take
Yeah,
that
yeah,
extra.
but hey, I'm just telling you, until you start to try to take vinegar, that shit nasty. It might make you gag,
It
man.
is fucking
That
nasty.
like yeah, after you done did it a few times, you can take vinegar, but until then,
You know what's
you
good for
you
blood pressure? Getting some is definitely good for blood pressure. Working it out. What?
what's that? What?
Having smacks. That's good for blood pressure, isn't it?
I'm sure. Yeah, I sure
That's
can
great
drop the blood
exercise.
pressure. That's true. Now that's true.
I don't know. Maybe that's
Oh
what it is.
no, yeah, yeah, Mama Money. I know you can put some water in and dilute it a little bit, man. I just took that little
I mean, that's
that
my
little
man.
shot.
That's Aries. I mean, I don't know. I guess. I mean, like I said, I don't know. I don't have high blood pressure. All I know is that his pickle didn't fucking work. That's all I know. But that wasn't so. The conversation wasn't about that. It was talking about for being responsible for a lot of people always blame other people for why their relationships didn't work out, and they will talk about that shit like it was yesterday. I was talking to this dude, and he was talking about how about his ex wife and how she cheated on him and she had a baby on him and all this other shit. And I was like, well, how long ago was that? He was like 19 years ago. I'm like, well, damn, that's a long fucking time to keep on harboring shit. And then I asked him, what did he do wrong in the relationship? He said nothing. So I think a lot of people, we don't take responsibilities for the reason why. And it could be the worst marriage, the worst relationship ever. But we take a part in shit.
You know what? I don't know if it's taking responsibility. If that's the word, I mean, that's the word you use. I just think motherfucker don't know how to self reflect.
Well, okay, self-reflect. Yeah. That's definitely a better way of saying it. Self-reflect. Because we all play a part in shit and why shit don't work out, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like, if me and my wife had a disagreement, I can say what I do wrong. Oh, they like pulling teeth. They like
But
pulling
for
teeth.
you to admit,
Like
for
like
you to
I
admit,
can
or for
say I
her to
can
admit.
say I can say I stop taking you out all the time. I stop cooking like I used to. I don't like folding clothes, so I never did that shit. But I might have stopped washing the clothes on a regular.
That's your
Um,
fault, Renee.
I know I did think I had started drinking too much at one time. You know
That's
what I'm
a.
saying?
I mean,
I
honestly,
know the
that's a big
thing.
fucking deal for me.
I know the things that I did wrong to cause the marriage to dwindle down
Disconnect.
and not be as strong as it should be. You know what I'm saying? But I don't mind saying what I did wrong. I don't mind looking at myself and saying things that I'm responsible for. But
All
a
right, but
lot of
saying things
folks,
that you're responsible for and changing it is two different things, though. Because I guess, unfortunately, well, in a marriage, right, you kind of stuck in it. So I mean, it is what it is, right? You fucking got to deal with it. Even if you don't take responsibility for it, it's still out. Because I think once a woman loses respect for you, I don't think you could get respect back. Do you think you could get respect back once a woman fucking loses respect for you?
uh, shit, I don't.
That was a hard question for you.
Yeah, because
I agree,
I
Susan.
haven't been
If I
in a
ain't got no
situation
respect for you,
where
there's no.
I haven't been in a situation where I feel that my wife has lost respect for me. We
You
have
really don't
grown
think so?
apart. Nah, not.
Okay. Uh, okay. Uh,
I ain't in her head. I ain't in
you
her head.
ain't, well, you could tell by the way she treats you.
When I had emergency surgery 2 Sundays ago, she was there every step of the way.
Well, she's supposed to. I mean, again, because after when you're with somebody for so long, just because somebody's there for you while you're in the hospital doesn't mean that they respect you. It's just they care about you. I could care about somebody, not respect them.
I mean, well, give me an example of what a lack of respect is. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Um,
What would that look like?
what would it look like? Okay, so the way I talk to you, the way I ignore you, the way that I treat you, the way that I handle you, the way that I it's like so certain things that I might say. Um, yeah, it's called
I mean,
going
it
through the
don't be.
motions. Exactly, Susu.
I don't be getting no. We don't be out of pocket with each other, nothing like that.
All right, but the thing
We
is,
don't be.
I'm not trying to dig into your marriage, but do you ignore each other? Like, does she ignore you sometimes?
We've gone through spells where we've been distant with each other. I mean, but
Right.
that's on both our parts. But that's just us. That's just going through the motions of being with each other over 20 years.
And I think
Like
that's why.
it's just one of these situations where we just going through the motions, and hopefully we work it out. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have nothing bad to say about my wife. She may not respect me, but I don't get that feeling. I mean, I've never gotten that feeling of lack of respect for me. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um, I think we have I think I have shown her lack of appreciation for the things that she do. I can't say I can't speak for her. I can only speak for myself.
Okay, so a lot of people. Good morning, Pretty in Pink. Well, a professional in pink always called Pretty in Pink. So yeah, exactly, Ashley. So for me, right, I know like when I Google the word respect, I know everybody has a different word of respect, right? Or different ways of respecting, right? But when I actually Google what respect is, respect means to admire somebody. Right. So a lot of times thank you, beautiful. I don't admire a lot of people because of the things that they do or the things that they say or things that they've been through. So I don't respect a lot of people because I don't admire them. So that's what I mean. To admire somebody is because like, damn, I really like the way that person moves. I like the way that person handles what they got to handle their business. I like the way that they handle how they are with other people. I admire that. I admire their spirit, their insides. And a lot of times, especially with men, for me, I don't really admire, especially if they say some stupid ass shit. I don't admire what they say or how they think about things. So that's to me, that's losing respect for somebody. Good morning, Nisha, baby. Again.
Nah. I feel you. I feel you. I feel what you're saying.
So, but from with my ex-husband, I'll give you an example. For my ex-husband, right? I didn't admire him because I didn't respect him because I just didn't like the way he moved. I didn't like the way he treated his mom. I didn't like the way he treated his son. So I didn't have no fucking respect for him. I didn't like the way he treated his friends. I didn't like the way he treated his brother. I didn't have no respect for him. I didn't admire him. Now, don't get me wrong. I had fun with him. We laughed, we joked, we kikied with each other. When we was outside, we was outside. But when we but like how he moved, I didn't like the way he moved, and because I didn't like the way he moved, I was so disrespectful. So he would say he'll have a conversation about something. I don't know. He would like try to sound so smart about something, and I'd be like, all like fuck your feelings. Like we would talk about his feelings. I didn't give a shit about his feelings. Like fuck your feelings because I felt like he didn't have any feelings because he didn't care about anybody else but himself.
Oh
So I didn't
hell
respect him.
no.
Now, did I go through the motions with him? Yeah, I went through the fucking motions with him. We're family. We married. We here. We stuck. But I didn't respect him. I didn't admire him.
No. Well, I ain't never went through no shit like that. When I say going
No,
through the motion, we give each other space, but we in the same house. I don't mean like we give each other space and we done left. Like we just be distant from time to time. And I feel it's on me to figure out why the distance has become there. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I think.
usually if the distance
That
is because of it, because she lost respect for you. She don't admire you no more.
mm, I don't. Like I told you, I can't
Okay,
speak.
so
I can't speak for her.
for me, a lot of it too was also the drinking. I didn't respect the drinking, even though he only drink on the weekends. To me, it was just like if you need drinking to cope with something, or if you need drinking just to pass the day by, or you drinking just because you were just bored, or because you just had a long day of work. I don't respect that because I got to deal with life. Why you can't just deal with life? So I didn't respect him because he didn't because he had a he because of that drinking shit. Now drinking doesn't mean that you always gotta be violent or anything like that. It was just to me, it was just like, to me socializing is fine. But when you sitting home after a hard day of work and you feel like you need to have a drink, to me that shit is whack. That shit is weak.
Yeah, hey, everybody got their vices. You know what I'm saying? Some people drink, some people burn it down, some people workaholics. Everybody got their thing that they do.
Right. But
Some
don't you
people
think
just ain't
because
shit.
people lose respect for you though because of that? Doesn't mean that you have a vice. Doesn't mean that people don't lose respect for you because of that vice.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. In some cases, it do. Cause like I'm not interested in somebody that smoke.
Right, exactly. So
Like,
okay,
now,
so
I ain't talking about the wacky tobacco. I'm talking about people that smoke pokes.
well,
Like I
whatever
don't.
it is,
Now
right?
it ain't whatever. I can deal. I like a little spinach in my life, but
Mm-hmm.
pokes, like man, take that shit on somewhere.
Okay, but still, okay, whatever that is.
That's like how you feel about
Come on,
somebody
D.
drinking. You know what I'm saying? It would take a lot for me to deal with somebody that smoke pokes. Like it'd take a
Okay,
lot.
so and why is that though?
I just don't like it. I despise the smell of a cigarette.
Okay,
Like I despise that shit. Like I can
right.
deal with it. Like you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying. If we all cool and whatever, you go outside to smoke a poke. You know what I'm saying. When you come back inside, I smell that shit. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying. I'm not. If you my friend or my partner or we started dating, I just ask you, man. Uh, if you smoke poke, man, go on and hit a little swiggle, a little gargle. You know what I'm saying? If you trying to come give me some sugar or something, swig that thing, switch that thing around your mouth a little bit.
Okay, so
Like
going back to so you wouldn't admire somebody that has stinky breath because they was outside smoking.
now, I'm saying, if you came back inside and you wanted to try to give me some sugar or something, you know what I'm saying? If I
Right.
was dating somebody and I found out they smoke, just go in the bathroom and gargle that thing. You know what I'm saying? Go on and hit that
Right. And
thing
if
up,
they
switch
and
that
if
thing.
they didn't, would you respect them? Would you admire
I
them?
turn my cheek and let them kiss me on the cheek.
Come on and squeak. I understand that, but again, would you admire them, or would you have any type of respect for them because of that, or disrespect
I don't
them?
think I put smoking cigarettes as a disrespect. I don't see that as a disrespect. That's something that you enjoy. It's just like you drink coffee. I have never drank coffee in my life. I tried it one time and I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that you enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Some people like cigarettes. Some people like coffee. Some people like to drink a beer. Some people like their liquor. You know what I'm saying? Some people like a little spinach in their life. Everybody got something that they like. You know.
I understand. I understand what you're saying. I don't think you understand what I'm saying, but I get it. I get it.
They mid post. Look here, I do understand what you're saying, but I don't dislike somebody. Like I don't
You mean
despise them or
but
some
you could
shit.
like somebody and not respect them though, can't you?
But I'm not gonna I don't not respect you because of something that you like doing, such as smoking of a cigarette. Like
Hmm.
if you mess with children, I would not like you, and you done disrespected the way I feel about you. Like, but smoking a poke, drinking a beverage. Now you do. They got that
Come on.
method, man. You know that word in the beginning of that. Now you do some shit like that. I can't fuck with you, player. I can't fuck with you.
Mm. All right, but and
You
you don't
know
think it has
it.
anything to do with respect or admiring somebody?
No, so let's say when you meet somebody and you find out that they drink a beer or something, you no longer respect them.
Um, all right, I don't know. Drinking a beer, how? Because you had a hard day at work and you had to drink a beer because it's
I
hot
mean,
outside. Because you're drinking
came
a
home
beer.
Monday night, the football game on, and he gonna
Oh,
drink a beer and watch the game.
mm, mm-mm. Why? I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's just me. I just don't like it.
Right,
I don't know. To me, I
right,
feel like
right. So it's just a personal preference. You feel really
okay,
strong
but
about people
in your
drinking.
situation, your wife doesn't like you drinking, right?
Nah, she don't like me drinking. She don't
And
mind
but you
if
drink anyway,
I have a
right?
little herb.
But you drink anyway, right?
Not occasionally,
Okay, so you
not like
obviously
that.
don't respect your wife because you're not respecting her wishes. She doesn't want you to drink, and you're still drinking anyway, right?
No, it's not that. It's
No,
not
that's
that.
not it. So
Nah.
why do you keep on drinking if you know your wife don't like it?
I didn't find out she didn't like drinking until about 3 years ago. So
Okay, so
we've been
in three
together
years
over
ago, have you
20
drank
20
in 3 years?
years.
If you drink, have you drank in three
Yeah,
years?
I've drank in 3 years. I stopped drinking.
I
Also,
understand you thought, but yes, but you still drinking though, right?
okay, I drank a beer during the game.
Okay, so obviously you're not respecting your wife's wishes, right?
She didn't ask me to stop. I figured out that she didn't like it, and I stopped on my own.
But you
Then
still
I
okay.
asked her. Then I'm gonna answer now. Then I asked her. I said, "You mind if I drink a beer or so on the games?" She said she don't mind.
Of
That was
course
a
you.
conversation we had.
Of course you. If she didn't tell you she didn't like it in the first time, why you think she's gonna? Of course she's gonna say she don't mind because now you're gonna do it
No,
anyway,
when
right?
I stopped, she told me she appreciated that I don't drink no more.
Exactly, Mama.
Then
Right.
we me and- then me and her we were sitting down one day, getting ready to watch a little basketball. And then she was like, "You wanna go grab a drink?" I was like, "You sure?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'm cool." I was like, "You sure? You sure you want me to have a
Mm-mm.
beer?" She said, "Yeah, I'm cool. You can have a beer. Long as it's just on the, you know what I'm saying, if you watching the
Do you think
football
it's
game or
because
something
she
like
saw?
that.
You think it's because she saw you itching for one?
That itching. Itching. I hadn't drank a beer in a year and a half at that
Yeah,
particular
that,
point in
that
time. There was
that
no
doesn't
itching.
matter. That is
Once
itching.
you no, it's not. I didn't ask. She said, "Let's go get a drink." I didn't say I wanted to go get a drink. She said, "Let's go to the store and grab a drink."
Mm-hmm. She's
So
trying to
how's
loosen
that
you
me
up.
itching? How's that me itching for a drink?
Because a drinker, I mean, again, I mean, I'm on the opposite side. You could tell when somebody needs their advice, even if it's like smoking,
After
right? Even if it's
I don't
smoking,
know if you ever
you could.
I don't know if you ever
Okay, have you
stopped.
ever been around somebody who stopped smoking?
Yeah, I used to smoke back in the day.
Okay, so do you ever have urges? Good morning,
No,
Charles.
like
You
when I
never have.
stopped doing something, I stopped, and all I do is work
Not
out all the
drinking. You
time.
didn't stop drinking.
I did stop drinking, Adrian. What part of that are you misunderstanding?
You just said you have one once in a while.
No, I said I stopped drinking for a year and a half. That's what I said. I
Hey,
said one
when was the
day
last time you had a
we was
drink?
watching
When was the last time you had a drink? That's what people who drink
about
always got fucking excuses.
3 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's not that long ago.
And you
And
asked
that was
when
only
I answered
because
the
you had
question.
a certain situation that made you stop.
No, it's not.
Mm-mm. When was you in the hospital?
2 weeks ago.
Do you think that you ended up in the hospital because you stopped drinking?
I had an elongated intestine and it twisted. I had a sigmoid volvulus. It's because I had a birth defect. I was born with a large intestine that is abnormally long. That's why I was in the hospital.
Right. And that's what stopped you from drinking. But do you think that
No,
if you
I
were
said
drinking?
you said the
All
last
right,
time I
fuck it.
had a
I don't give a
drink, I
shit.
said three
Listen,
weeks ago.
I get it. You're fine. You're fine. I get it. Thank you, Susu.
No, no, Mama Money. I said I had stopped for a year and a half. And then one day she said, let go grab a drink. I didn't tell you when this happened. I didn't tell you how long ago this happened. When she
Okay,
when
so
she said that.
all right, so go back to my question. Do you hold responsibility for what the disconnect in your marriage?
I literally just explained what I feel happened on my end.
Okay, and I
I,
don't know if
I,
I heard you because say what was it?
I said I stopped being as attentive. I said
Okay.
I don't think I appreciated the things she did. I said I think I was drinking too much at the time. I said all those things.
Okay, you're right. Okay,
You didn't hear me say that?
and have you changed your behavior?
Not on all fronts.
All
No.
right. So that's what that's so I think that once we hold ourselves and know what we exactly did wrong and we change it is what makes it better.
So you it seemed like it doesn't matter for you if a person acknowledges anything, but if they don't change anything, then it's just a waste of time. I'm just
Yeah.
curious.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, change behavior. That's like when people be saying sorry on this fucking app but don't change their behavior. It's like keep your fucking keep it fucking sorry. If you're gonna keep on doing the same thing over and over again, then why are you even apologizing? So just because I could acknowledge something and you don't change it, I mean, we're still gonna have the same problem, right?
I guess. I guess in your eyes, change is easy.
If you really want to change.
Really.
Yeah, just like you say you
Well,
stopped smoking. Just like
majority
you say you
majority
stopped
of
smoking
people
cigarettes. Wait, hold on. Just like you
look.
say you stopped smoking cigarettes, right? You never turned back from it. You acknowledged that the smoking wasn't good for you, and you made a decision that you want to stop smoking, and you have not gone back since, right?
Yeah, because I really hate the smell of cigarettes.
Okay, but you still made a decision and you stuck to it. That's
Okay.
changed behavior.
Okay.
All right, so that's so you were so again, so that's changing that. So acknowledging something and changing it is what makes a difference. But acknowledging something and not doing anything about it is not really doing anything. It's just acknowledging it.
Okay.
All right, whatever.
I mean, no, I didn't say I was fucking perfect. Goddamn shit. Everybody got flaws. Goddamn.
I know we all got flaws. I know I got a lot of fucking flaws.
Look,
I know I got a lot
look.
of flaws.
Everybody can talk out loud and say things are simple. You know what I'm saying? It's not. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own method to the madness of how they move and how they fix their problems, how they solve their situation, how they fix issues. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? It ain't as simple as 1, 2, 3. Because if we did, majority of motherfuckers would never break up, never have issues, never have no problems whatsoever. They would always be able to solve everything. Majority of these motherfuckers, they ain't even been in relationships long as me.
Good
I don't
morning.
know.
Good morning.
Good
So,
morning.
QJ, I just had
Yes,
to come up
ma'am.
here and tell you this. Listen, just because you admit that don't do shit, you gotta do the work to make the change. And the reason I say that, hold on. Let me tell you why. Because I'm gonna speak from experience. Everything in my life, I don't care what it is, when I want to change it, when I think it's bad, wrong, or something I don't need to do, it haunts me. every day. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't do it anymore. I do everything that it takes to keep from doing it. So I know for a fact if you don't take part in doing the work, you're really not trying to make a change. You're not going to change, and it doesn't matter. You're still going to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I do the same thing too. I'm human. So what I'm saying is we don't see it sometimes because we be in the role of life and we be in emotion and we just keep going and going and going. And we don't realize we still rolling in a circle. We ain't making no changes. So until you step out there and make a change and start doing the work, and it haunts you in the back of your mind every time, you can't do that, Mama Money. You can't do this. You said you weren't gonna do this no more, Mama Money. That's what's in my mind. That's what I'm telling myself. Nobody else has to say a word. And no matter what's going on around me, I'ma stick to that. That's it. That's all, y'all. Have a good
Nah,
day. I'ma jump on down to the comments.
I smell what you cooking.
Thank you, Miss. Thank you, my Valentine. Because sometimes I be thinking it's just me, but obviously it's not just me.
It's just you. It's just
No,
you. We gonna
it's
stick
not
with it.
my money. I fucking did it.
It's
My
just
money
you,
said the same
goddamn.
fucking thing that I just fucking
Nah,
said.
mm-mm,
No, it's
She
okay.
did not.
I mean, but at the end of the day, is if you want things to work out in your relationship, you're gonna actually have to make the changes. You can't just be sitting there just going through the motions and thinking that one of y'all gonna change, one of y'all gonna cave. And what happens is sometimes you just tired of fighting about it. So that's the reason why you're just going through the motions. Because
That might be true too.
when you marry, you fucking stuck. When you're not married, you're not stuck anymore. You just that's so
I
that's the
don't.
difference.
I don't feel that I'm stuck. I feel.
Good morning, Jay.
I feel change. That there has come to a time where we change and because I don't like to speak for her because she ain't on the internet. I don't think as I changed that I explained how I was changing, or I made it clear the way I see things. Like on the things I want in life, I want different things as I got older. You know what I'm saying? I don't want the same things. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So, and I don't know if I explain the way I see life evolving as I got older and the things I wanted to prepare for and the way I wanted to move. Because I'm really big on thinking in the future, like preparing myself for what's gonna happen next.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she the type of person that think about today and now. That's just not how my brain works. My
Right.
brain don't work like that. And as I got older, I make steps. Like I pick up even though I own a business, I pick up a second job because I don't need that extra money. But I can just put that money away just to do whatever with it. Um, if I done found a house that I'm just gonna work on to buy and remodel, I start thinking about purchasing the house on my own, and it's just something that won't cost more than $400,000 because it's just a little flat. You know what I'm saying? Something in a nice little area that you ain't got to worry about if your knees get bad or anything like that. Like I started thinking about things of that nature. I picked a timeline on my expected time of retirement.
You
Like
moving
that's
on
just
your
how I
own.
think.
It sounds like you was moving on your own accord.
That's just how I think.
Yeah, but that's
It's just
you're
how I think.
married. Is that how married people are
I,
supposed to think?
I ain't say how I didn't say my way of thinking is right, Adrian. I'm telling you that
All right, so if you
way
know
I,
that your way of thinking is not right, why are you not changing your way of thinking?
why would I change my way of thinking when I'm always thinking forward?
Because your wife is not happy.
So we ain't
Your
supposed to have the
marriage is not
same
happy. You're just going through the fucking motions.
yeah, that don't have nothing to do with my way of progressive thinking. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
I know Mama Money. He ain't gonna get it. He ain't gonna get it. I'm trying to. Me and Mama Money are trying to help you out, but you ain't fucking listening to us because you just
No,
know you gonna
not
stick to
on.
what you fucking know. And again, the definition of insanity: keep on doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, and thinking that it just miraculously gonna fucking change. Because let me tell you
This
something. No matter
specific.
no, you people got to work on themselves, and it doesn't seem like you working on yourself because you're just too busy giving excuses
What excuses have I given you?
a lot.
Name one.
you are thinking about the future and not of the current, and she thinks of the current, but you thinking of the future. You guys are not
How's
in
that an
line with each
excuse?
other. And instead of sitting there and go, you know what, let me pull back on that, let me listen to her, let me get on her record, and then maybe she'll go mock. Like, you working together, you just like, oh, I'm gonna keep on doing what I'm fucking doing, and fuck her. Not
How's that an
as
excuse?
meanly as that, but
But no, but how's that an excuse?
it's a reasoning. Is a reasoning not an excuse?
Is a reasoning and an excuse? I don't think
If you give a
so.
reason for why you do things, it's an excuse why you're doing it.
I didn't. I told you how both of us think, and that was
Okay.
it.
Thank you, Mama Money. Good morning, Pimento. Good morning.
No. I don't say
I haven't heard you say
I
we.
say I
Like,
don't
if
want
you've been
to.
married for such a fucking long time, it should be we. It should be we. It's not just
I don't think I
No,
say
you say
difference
when
in the
you're in
way
the
we.
conversation, you keep on saying what I do. I think like this. I think like that. I think she thinks like this. She thinks like that. I do
This
this.
that was one specific topic that I said I think this way and she thinks that way.
Okay, I get it. I
I'm
get it.
sorry that we opposites
You
but
be
equal.
sorry.
That, but I'm sorry that that doesn't work for y'all. But it
It doesn't
works. It
matter.
works for
Oh
us.
Lord, it doesn't matter if it works for us. You're the one living it, and not me. Thank God.
Well, it works for you. It doesn't work for us. It works for you. There's a difference. You said it
Who
was
gives
you.
a- I mean, honestly, listen. It's his marriage, not ours. At the
I
end of the
just
day.
came up just for a second just to say, I mean, at the
Morning,
end of the day,
Charles.
good morning, Adrian. I just came up for a second to say, that from what I was hearing, I understand I was just sitting back listening to what you were saying and
Hmm.
how you were saying it. And what you're focused on is a forward thinking, and that's great. And I appreciate that because I'm a forward thinker too. But the difference is when I'm in a relationship, I'm going to try and forward think with both of us so I can make it so that we work as a team, and a team will get things done a hell of a lot better and a hell of a lot easier than might be by myself. So just want to point that out on how you're thinking. Maybe you want to look
We're
at it
gonna
a
do
little bit
better.
more
We're
differently
gonna
and,
do
and
better.
expand that horizon versus keeping it narrow-minded only onto you, just you and how you operate. Just wanted to
Sure,
point that out.
sure.
Yes, sir.
All right, I hear you. I hear you. Now I'm gonna throw this at you, Charles. You've
Go
been with
ahead.
somebody over 20 years, right?
I
And over
have.
20 years,
Okay.
I'm throwing a scenario because I've been
Oh,
with her
okay.
over 20
Copy that.
years.
Okay, go
I'm,
ahead.
I'm
Go
I'm
ahead.
throwing a scenario out there. You've been with
Go ahead.
somebody over 20 years, right?
Mhm.
You realize you better at certain things than she is. She better at certain things than you are, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
So if this specific topic that we are referring to, if if I'm better at it than she is, how after 20 years is she all of a sudden gonna change?
Cause
How is this narrative gonna change after 20 years? I'm interested.
Well, that my question though is this: in what you're saying there, you're still looking at it as a two-part system. Okay, this is what I'm trying to say. So you're seeing it as your side and her side, right? What I'm talking about is, and I'm asking you to do, okay, is instead of seeing it just as you're good at this stuff, so that's your side, and her side, she's good at what she does over here, so it's her side. Put this together and say, I'm good at these things on this team, and she's good at these things on this team. But we need to pull all this together and work together to move everything forward. Does that make sense?
Charles, I literally said we opposites but equal.
wait,
Opposites be equals, but it doesn't sound like opposite but equal.
Charles, that's okay. Answer the question, Charles. What have you learned from your past relationships?
I have learned to communicate better. I have learned that I need to
What do you mean
be
by
willing.
communicate better?
I'm sorry.
What do you mean by communicate better? Were you not communicating um
So,
your needs
I,
on in your past relationship?
so my needs are one thing that I was not communicating right. The other thing, I wasn't setting healthy boundaries. There were some things that were done in relationships that, of course, are not right. and I didn't set boundaries at the beginning to make sure that those boundaries didn't get crossed. And I also worked a hell of a lot. So I learned that I needed work-life balance. And
That's a good
work-life balance is
wisdom.
important, and that's something I have learned, losing the 2 marriages to being in business and running businesses and doing all that stuff and going into corporate, and all that stuff is great, in corporate management and going higher up on the huge ladder, right? I mean, I was up there at chief operations officer, just under a CEO. I've made it all the way up there. That's great, but what did it cost me?
Right. Because that wasn't important to her, right?
Well, it's not so much that it wasn't important to her. It was, she was supporting my dream to do that, or
Well,
my
she's a worker.
motivations to do that,
Mhm.
right? But at the end of the day, was I also coming back and supporting her in what she was doing, or was I also coming back and appreciating that kind of stuff? But also at the end of the day, it's one of those things where when you're a workaholic like that and you push too hard, you're leaving everybody behind, type of thing. Does that make sense?
No, it does make
And
sense because I think that's a
and
lot. I think a lot of people, a lot of men, when I talk to men, a lot of times they always would say that they work too much. Even dating, it's hard for me to even get a date because they're always working. Work is a priority. Getting money, getting established, having a business, having a future, worrying about the future. It always seems like it's a priority for men, mostly men that I hear than for women. So,
yeah,
so it definitely makes sense where working is a priority, and so but we don't realize what we're losing or what some men are
exactly.
losing because of they're so interested and focused on the money portion of it. And again, it's nothing wrong with wanting to have a great future for your family, right? There's nothing wrong with having generational wealth. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have a business and securing the future and building homes. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're losing something, if something is like you are, there has to be some type of balance, right? Because at the end of the day, is
Well,
the money could go away, and then if you don't have any money, what are you left with? A wife that's miserable with you?
and here's the other side of that, and I'll say it this way. Yes, sacrifice is needed to accomplish. Yes, that is true. And yes, for me to drive all the way up to that position, which I'm working on getting back into that position again now at the new company I'm with now, that does take, again, a monicum of sacrifice, right? But that doesn't mean that I had to sacrifice everything. And that was really kind of what it was before. I was willing to just go and go and go and go and go, and I wasn't worried about what I was, what I was leaving behind, type of thing. I don't know
Right.
if I'm
No, I
saying
get
that
you.
right exactly. What I'm
Oh yeah.
making
So
that
then, so in your next relationship, your priorities
you
are going to be different.
prioritize her. You know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, that was the whole point, honestly, about my live today was just, holding ourselves, what we did wrong and doing better for the next time. And I
Well,
said, and I know, PJ, I'm all on you because you actually you still in that situation. You know what I mean? So that's the reason. But I
one
mean,
thing
that's
I
you're
will
gonna
say
be
is
there no matter
this.
what. You stuck, so you stuck through it.
One thing I will also say is this. Something I have learned a lot, and I have really started to focus on, is putting her first. And remember, I said before, doing the work for her, right? Because, and I know you see my videos, doing the work for her because she deserves it. She does
Hmm.
deserve it. And yes, she doesn't deserve a great life. That's true too, right? Part of that working and getting up there to the ladder and all that stuff. Because again, that's my dream, right? Not her dream.
Right.
But, and I do understand that she deserves a great life, but she also deserves to be put first as well, and me doing the work for her. And that's what I really have learned. So,
I love that. So for me, I don't know if you guys were here earlier. For me, my thing was,
I
did you
just
just
barely
sneeze?
came in when you were going back and forth with him. So,
Yeah. But so for me, it's like I learned that I'm not going to I've learned, what did I learn? I learned a lot. I think I think everybody should be married. I think everybody should be married. I think it's an amazing thing. I think you learn a lot about yourself in being married, because you learn how to compromise, you learn how to bend, you know how to be sacrificing somebody else's needs before your own. You learn how to communicate, you learn how to sit there and have to talk things out. When you live in a single, you don't have to talk, you worried about yourself. So I think that everybody should have that type of a learning experience. I definitely learned that I don't want to do that. I have learned that I do not want to do that again. I learned that I am not going to try to make something work that shouldn't be worked. If something's not working, then I'm not trying to put a round ball into, like, you sitting there just trying to sit there and get a ball into a square peg, and it's not working. It's like, if it's not working, it's not fucking working, and I can just move the fuck on. I don't gotta sit there and try or bend or do. I don't have to do it at this fucking grown ass age. I don't have to do that anymore. So that's what I've learned. In a relationship, if I don't respect you, I definitely don't need to be in a fucking. I don't even have to have a conversation. Good morning, Al. I don't even need to have a conversation with you. Honestly, I could cut somebody off real fucking quick, if I don't respect you. So I left that. Good morning, Al.
And I hear you 100%. I mean, yeah. I learned
that I need a lot of attention. I'm very fucking needy. I know that I'm very fucking needy, and I know that it's irresponsible to think that a man can sit there and occupy my time 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I've learned that relationships are not good for me. They're not good for me, because I'm not gonna sit there and argue with a man that can spend more time with me because he's so busy fucking working. I could
hold on. Give me a second here. Now, I am going to correct your statement, ma'am.
You're gonna correct my statement? Go ahead, correct my statement, sir.
I normally don't do this, but this time I'm going to correct your statement.
Okay, go ahead.
I believe that you can expect a man to occupy your time
24 hours a day.
Hold on. Well, first off, he can't occupy your time 24/7 because you work also, ma'am. So that technically right there, that's time already out of that. So he's not occupying that part. But when you're not working, and when you want him around, you can expect that, and you can say, listen, at the end of the day, this is what I want. And are you willing to do that?
I don't want to have to communicate with that somebody. You have to do it or you don't do it. I'm not, that's the part that I learned. Like, I'm not trying to have conversations about somebody and communicate my fucking needs to them. If you're not on my fucking page, then you're not on my fucking page. I don't have to sit here and have a conversation about what my needs are. If you are not aligned with my needs, then I could just move on. There's other men out there. There's other people out there in the world.
Well, exactly.
Now, when we're in marriage, I get it. You have nothing else to do but talk about it. But if you're not in a relationship, why we gotta have a conversation about it? Good morning, Chef.
To a point, I understand where you're coming from. I do.
Because I think sometimes we want something so bad, or we want a person so fucking bad, we do sit there and compromise and have to have conversations because we just want that person so fucking bad, because we're seeing the other things that person, we see their potential, we see, whatever the fuck, they want me, so I want them back type of thing. So we have to sit there and have a conversation about it. I don't need to do that, because there's so many people out there in the world. There's so many just because one person doesn't align to your needs doesn't mean that another person will.
Well, and that was exactly what I was saying. What I was correcting in your statement was the fact is there are other people out there. Right. And when you finally find that person who aligns with you, you can expect that man to do that. That's what I was saying.
No.
Don't bring your standards down.
I can't even get a man to buy me a fucking cup of coffee. You think I'm gonna
I don't know why they wouldn't be able to buy you a cup of coffee.
I don't know,
it's that expensive, but it is what it is, I guess. But I'm just saying. My point.
Give me some pickle. I ain't gonna give me some pickle, and I'm supposed to have a conversation with him. Whatever.
My point in the statement was just make sure not to bring that standard down that you have. That was my.
How is it down?
Huh?
Why is it down?
No, I said
don't bring it down.
Don't bring it down. Keep that standard that you have. That expecting them to do the work for you. You deserve them to do the work.
I don't know. I don't want nobody to have to do work for me.
I'm a work man. You know that. It's the word you always get bugged about me using that word.
Yeah, because the work is something. Because work you have to do. I don't want to. You shouldn't have to do something. It should just be natural.
It is natural, but you still need to make sure you do it and focus on it. Just like we were talking about. I was not focusing on stuff like that before, so I have to do the work to
Yeah,
make
but you
sure I
want a
focus on it.
relationship. That's the difference between me and you, Charles, is that you want, and me and you, Q's, because you guys want, good morning, China Dog, because you guys want a relationship. When you have relationships, no matter what it is, you have to do work. It's work. Dealing with another person is work. Because everybody's built
Good
different.
work.
Everybody was raised different. Everybody has different circumstances. They were born in different types of the part of the country, parts of the world. So there's always going to be, you're not always going to be in line with somebody. You're not always. Everybody's different. We were born alone. We're going to die alone, unalive alone. So it's always, anytime you're in some type of relationship, there's going to be some type of work in it. I completely understand. I don't want to work.
Okay. Fair enough.
Unless I
Copy
get
that.
paid for it, like my job, which I'm going to have to go to work soon. And I barely want to do that.
Well, fair enough. I can understand where you're coming from. 100%.
I get it. Not a lot of people do, because a lot of people don't fucking believe me. I don't.
No, I believe
But
you. I mean,
I
I
have
don't know why
learned
they
that.
wouldn't believe you. I mean, you're being honest, and if people ain't going to listen, they ain't going to listen. It's just that simple.
I don't know, because
But
always
they
trying,
gotta,
because I think
gotta
they
be
get into
willing
that
to hear.
stereotype that every woman needs to have a man, everybody needs to be in a relationship with, or they go back to what of the Bible, and they'll say, man wasn't created to
No,
be alone. You know what I'm
you
saying? He
know,
need a helpmate and all that shit. But I'm not
but
20 years old anymore. I'm damn near 50 years old.
herein lies the problem when people, and I hate it when people do this, and they always do it. And you were just barely talking about it. Don't bring your goddamn religious bullshit into my goddamn relationship shit, because your religious bullshit is not going to fucking stick with me, because at the end of the day, the 90% of the people who believe in all that religious bullshit don't actually follow it anyway, but they want to put it on everybody else to have to live by it.
Well,
You know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
everybody should just mind their own fucking business.
Well, I agree.
Get us to stand up people's fucking businesses, right? Stop giving opinions about now. If you ask me, I'm gonna answer. But other than that, I'm not gonna sit up here and jump into a box and start telling people what they need to be doing with their relationships or their lifestyles or whatever the fuck it is. I'm not gonna do. That's why a lot of my questions are always like self-reflecting questions and talking about yourself and how
Yeah.
you could do better, instead of sitting there and say how how the other person could do better. It's always about. Of course, I fall into that rabbit hole sometimes, but then after a while, I'm like, you know what, you got it. You keep on, because you can't change people in the way that they think.
No, you can't. That's true. I mean, you can suggest things, and they can either take it with a grain of salt or not take it at all, and it's up to
But
them.
nobody takes it with a grain of salt. I mean, as a child, right? I know that for me, like when I was younger, people used to give me advice all the fucking time, and I never listened to their advice. And then when I got older, after I went through went through all the hard shit, I realized, oh, now I can understand what they were saying. But at the time, I wasn't listening to what they were saying.
I hear
Sometimes you just
that.
have to go through shit to
You
get all
don't
that
listen
stuff.
to what motherfuckers say now. Ain't shit changed
Right.
with you, goddammit.
No, I'm not, because I don't listen to nobody. Who the fuck? I don't listen to nobody.
So ain't shit
I,
goddamn changed. What the fuck? Shit.
Well, first of all, I've
I believe
changed.
you.
I have
I believe
changed.
she does
No, I'm
listen to
not. I
people.
don't, probably haven't changed. I haven't changed a fucking bit, because I don't think there's nothing wrong with me. I don't think there's anything
There's a
wrong. I
difference.
love my
Already.
imperfections. I love
Exactly.
every bit of it.
Already.
Mhm.
Actually, hold on. There's a difference, Adrian. See, you do listen to people, and you let them talk, and you let them talk their own shit, and then you just call them out on their shit. There's a difference. You're still listening to them.
I mean, there's a difference
Not
between. Let me
listening to
talk
them
about.
the
If
way
somebody gave me advice, is different than listening to somebody, right?
Yeah, to a point, but again, you're still letting them talk
No,
their
not
shit.
to a point, Charles. She said she don't listen to what motherfuckers got to tell her as far as advice dealing with
Oh,
her.
to her.
She don't. She didn't
Okay,
say she's not a good listener. If you got shit to
copy that.
say,
I'm an amazing listener.
Remember, I'm just barely having my first cup of coffee, so you got to bear with me this morning. I'm just barely waking up.
I'm about over the coffee. I'm about to start drinking some water, because it's summertime out here. When it's summertime, I can't drink coffee. Coffee is comfort to me, because it makes me warm inside. I'm always cold, so coffee makes me warm. But now it's already hot outside, so now it's more like I'm drinking. It's water, which is what I got. My son got me that for Mother's Day. He gave me one of these little. Hold on. He got me one of these. I wanted one of these, a real one. That's what he told me. So I got you a real one. So I'm
Oh,
excited.
is
So I
that
can
the
put my
fruit
water
flavor
and everything in it.
thing?
Hmm?
Is that the one that had the little fruit flavor capsule thingy in it or whatever, and it changes the flavor of the water?
No, I don't think so. It's a regular Stanley cup. It's a man's
Oh,
cup. Don't you guys know Stanley like the best type of cup?
yeah, there you go. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
I
So,
like it.
Hey,
Absolutely.
Adrian, I catch up with you later. I'm about to go grab me something to eat.
well, how come your wife ain't cooking for you?
My wife is gone to work.
And she didn't
I
make you
work.
something before she left?
No, she made the kids some. I don't really eat
She made the
breakfast.
kids something
I'm
and
just
give you
going to,
some?
and I'm going to get me a smoothie.
All right, we'll get you smoothie. You enjoy it. I'm actually about to get off this live anyway. I've been on live since 4 o'clock because I got banated off my other page again.
Lord have mercy.
I
Again?
know, and the
Later.
thing is, I wasn't even, and I know I keep on saying I don't be doing nothing, but why is it that when I don't do nothing is when I get reported? I can sit here and be cursing out dudes left and right, have the most disrespectful shit going on. I will have no type of reports, no violations. As soon as I'm actually like talking nicely to people, next thing you know, it's like violation, and reported. So
That's because people are assholes on TikTok.
yeah, I know, but
Well,
it
you
is
have
what
a
it
good
is.
day at work and appreciate you.
Oh, and I
And thank you.
appreciate you, Charles. Thank you so much for always jumping in and giving your 2 and 2 in your conversation. I do appreciate your conversation. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you, Charles, especially. Thank you so much, Mama Money. Thank you so much for everything that you are, for every being, every point. Me and him, me and you, we always here all the fucking time, and sometimes we not because we're in different stages of our life. So I get that too, and I just love you so much for everything that you are. Everybody else, you have a great day. I work from home tomorrow, so
Good
I
day,
will be
everybody.
live. Thank you, baby. You have a great day as well, on purpose. And I'll be on this page tomorrow. I'll be on this page tomorrow. You guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and having a conversation. And wake up early, shit. Wake up early. So we can have this conversation even longer. I see you there, Devontae. Thank you, Ash. You said that? Yes, you my Valentine. I gotta do something about this teeth, Mama Money. I gotta talk to Bella. The coffee is staining my fucking teeth and it's driving me fucking crazy. It's another reason why I stop drinking fucking coffee. But I'm gonna do something about it. You need to sleep? I need to sleep. I'm always sleeping. And no, it's driving me fucking crazy. It really is. Because I got such a big ass smile and all I see is yellow. And that shit is, I don't like that shit at all. Anyway, whole different story. Let me get off this fucking And do you know to get whitening, they keep on saying if you get teeth whitening, it doesn't even last. It says it only lasts 2 weeks. I'm not paying $140 every 2 weeks. But I will, honestly. I would do it. Just so that my teeth could be white. Because this shit is not, I ain't doing that. I love you guys. Have a great day on purpose. And I'll holla at you later. Bye.